Don't you lose sight of what you want.
Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hive Hound. Production quality is back because I'm actually home for a week after working away. There's going to be lots more working away still to come, but I'll try and keep you all entertained with the live streams, and I'll try and get a proper video out as often as I can. I'm definitely going to be doing a historical video on the hood, so keep an eye out for that. And well, yeah, this has been an awful long time coming. As you can see, this is not the newest of games because we still have the amateurs in there. But our good friend DanDiablo, he's streamed with us a bunch of times. Quite often he's in the background in the replays being a bit of a potato, but we keep him around because every now and again he will do something just like this. So obviously this is a community replay that I'm doing. Dan is in the Richelieu. Me and the Mighty Badger are also in this game. To be honest with you, I can't remember how much I've done. I'm assuming we all had a pretty good game. We'll see when we get to the end plates. But this is not about me. This is not about Badger. This is purely about Dan, as he shows us just what it is that the Richelieu can actually do. I thought, is there any point in grinding the Richelieu? I've got its big brother. Do you know what I mean? I've got the Jean Bart, I've got the reload booster. There's way more damage. It's got a quicker reload, but that doesn't seem to bother Dan, not in the slightest. As, oh, is that Hipper going to catch a torpedo? He just about dodges it as Dan switches to, no, I thought he was going to switch to AP because the Hipper was sailing broadside, but no, he's decided to stick with HE, causing reasonable amount of damage. Oh, there you go, there's me, and I'm assuming, yeah, it's got to be the Jean Bart. I don't have the Richelieu. That's me steaming ahead in the Jean Bart, trying to dodge that torpedo. Am I going to eat one? No, I didn't. I did dodge it, so that's good to know. I'm assuming this Hipper is going to line up torps on me, but hopefully maybe Dan could stop him if he actually hit him. Here we go. We'll, come on, Dan, get into the action, and there we go. Some monster hits from someone. I'm guessing me. A bunch of torpedoes. Did I just eat all those torpedoes? They seem to disappear really quickly. I think that is a distinct possibility, and looking at my hit points, I think I did. So Dan now turns his attention back to the amateur, and he's still spamming the HE like a noob at a broadside ship. Broadside-ish. But he does set a fire, and he does score a little bit of damage. And there we can see the hull of the poor Hipper floating as after he got unceremoniously sunk by me. That's my AP shells going in on the amateur. Okay damage. Dan doesn't score much damage. He's trying to get that fire going. I'm low health, so I duck behind the mountain and let Dan be the one that pushes. We're still firing shots off. You can see a couple of shells there from me in the air. Minimal damage again. The amateur, when played right, is actually really tanky, and sailing it broadside in front of Jean Bart's and Richelieu's is usually not the smartest idea you could possibly have in this ship. It usually ends up in punishment, citadels, and a lot of crying on forums in general because of how badly the Jean Bart and the Richelieu, the Iowa, any tier 7 battleship to a Yamato. And there's Dan setting some more fires, and you think, all right, there's definitely times where he could have been firing armor piercing, but he has clocked up 43,000 damage in the first 5 minutes of this game. So, it's not like he hasn't done anything. The Yamato obviously taking a fancy to... I was saying maybe he's taking a fancy to me because he seemed to fire over Dan. He's just really bad at aiming. Now, Dan needs to be careful because there are 2 battleships to his left. There is the Alabama, which I'm currently dueling with, and there are Bismarck finishes off the Alabama, and so he's reasonably safe at the moment, at least from enemy fire, as he continues to hunt this Yamato, who's doing everything wrong. Not to take anything away from Dan, but he is doing everything wrong. He should be turning around. He should be bow tanking Dan and using those big 18-inch shells, just like he did, to punch straight through the front, because it can do that. The Yamato does have 18-inch guns, and it will overmatch the bow armor of every single ship in the game. But he's just letting Dan farm in for damage. 67,500 so far. Okay, I know, but 6 minutes into the game, 67,000 damage isn't all that impressive. But don't worry, Dan is going to... he's definitely going to change things up. He's definitely going to pull this out of the bag. Unless I'm watching the wrong replay, of course. Wouldn't be the first time I've made a mistake. And unfortunately, not getting the fires. 70,000 damage. Come on, Dan. Let's see you do something. Do something, Dan. Come on. He's lining it. See, the Yamatos, yeah, probably not quite broadside enough to justify using AP. As you can see, I'm still alive. I'm still DanDiabloJSY, even after taking all those torps really early on. I have managed to survive, so kudos to me. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost Badger, as we're down our destroyer and 1 battleship to a cruiser and a battleship on the enemy team, one of them being the Alabama, which is a nasty ship. As you've probably seen on Spartan's videos, he loves that Alabama, and you can understand why. And there we go, 2 fires in 1 salvo for Dan. And because the Yamato's reasonably, not long ago, burnt his repair kit, he's going to continue to suck up quite a bit of that damage for quite some time. Now, Dan, to your right, buddy, there's a couple of battleships over there. There's a couple of battleships you could be shooting at. The Yamato's gone behind the hill. You can't see him. Dan, you can shoot them. Didn't work in game, and I don't think it's going to work now. But it's worth a try. Dan is really tunnel visioning on this Yamato. He's done a significant amount of damage, and he really wants to get that kill, as he gives us a nice 360, and still has noticed that there are ships that he potentially could have shot, but decided not to. And he's loaded the armor piercing, and kaboom! Finally, 30k salvo, and he finally takes down that Yamato that he has been chasing this entire 9 minutes into the match. So here we go, Dan. As you see, Badger's still alive. I'm still there. We lost another battleship, so it's me, Dan, and 2 other battleships against a whole bunch of enemies. So we've got Tirpitz, there's 2 Yamatos still alive, so there is still an awful lot of hit points out there, as the Tirpitz finally finishes me off and takes me out of the game. And that little break was because, well, Dan filmed this and decided to give a go at editing, and instead of giving me time to talk, he skips forward him being a useless noob, and wants to fast forward to the good bits where he actually finally starts pulling his weight in this match after running away from that Yamato for all this time. So this Tirpitz, let's be honest, this Tirpitz is dead. It's just a waiting game, and off they go, and no paddling, no nothing. We're not going to do anything. He was dead. He's really low hit points, and that secures Dan. Kill number 2 of this match. Asking for some support from his teammates. The other the enemy Tirpitz is sailing away, but there is a Yamato, and he looks awfully close to poking out of a corner, but he goes undetected. So, well, if you've got something to shoot at, it's better to shoot at something than to shoot at nothing. So here we go, and as the Tirpitz just happens to turn broadside, and Dan gets a nice 13,000 damage salvo and the high caliber award, and he's starting to do some work now. He's actually putting a shift in, and he's got up to 166,000 damage, but he's motoring directly towards 2 Yamatos. So say goodbye, Dan. No, the Yamato's not even looking at him. 2 Citadel hits square into the cheeks of the Yamato. Now the other Yamato's pushing as well, and Dan's got, you could see him, he had a bit of a oof, who should I shoot at moment. Should I kill the Yamato that's almost dead, or should I focus on the other one? So let's get rid of the one we can kill, another 2 Citadels, and boom, kill number 3. Now 2 kilometers off the broadside of a Yamato, Dan very smartly turns in. Amazingly, the Yamato shoots at the very front of his ship, doesn't get the potential Citadels that were there ready waiting for him, and gives Dan his broadside 6 Citadel hits in one salvo, and completely decimates that Yamato to put himself on 282,000 damage as the Tirpitz turns and takes out his gun. Now this is a 1v1. It is Dan versus the Tirpitz. Close range, the Tirpitz has turned. Tirpitz knows what he's doing. He's bow tanking. He's probably already set his torpedoes off as Dan picks up the Confederate medal from the, I don't know if it was from his salvo or the target's hit from the secondaries. He eats a single torp. Dan, the Tirpitz, got torp launchers on the other side, and it looks like the Tirpitz is closing in to use those torp launchers. He's not very happy with only getting 1 torpedo hit, as Dan, he tries to do his best. There's literally just nothing he can do. Finally outplayed by the Tirpitz, scoring 299,000 damage in the Tier 7 Richelieu. I think we'd like to thank the Yamato players on Dan's behalf for being such potatoes. But not to take anything away from him, that was an absolutely outstanding game. Very, very well played, Dan. Coming in first, me picking up second place there, 299,000 damage. Is it a Richelieu record? I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I hope everyone enjoyed that replay. Don't forget to I'll link Dan's channel below. Don't forget to pop over, have a look, and if you like what you see, drop him a subscribe. And well, until next time, take care.